This video is sponsored by Sakurako. So coming into this chapter, we see Sekengor returning his cyborg eye and hand because he's actually leaving the Hero Association to join the Neo Heroes. We're going to find out later on why he's doing this, but I just think it's funny in this sequence that McCoy is calling out Sekengor for leaving. And this is pretty much just McCoy projecting onto Sekengor because this is what McCoy actually wants to do. One does this a lot with his characters, and I really like that dynamic. It's one of the great aspects of his writing. McCoy eventually wants to leave the Hero Association himself and take all of the data and the knowledge that he has and give it to the Neo Heroes. But he's kind of just waiting for this catalyst to happen with the Mind Mask being exposed. McCoy's actually already in talks with the Neo Heroes. But later on, we see Sekengor going to a locker and he pulls out another cyborg hand and eye. And he starts talking to Child Emperor. We also find out that his original hand and eye was given to him by Bafoy, aka Metal Knight, and his new eye and hand is given to him by Child Emperor. And I've mentioned this before a few times, but I think that Sekengor's eye was supposed to represent like the Eye of Ra because it was on the right side. And considering that it was given to him by Metal Knight and now given to him by Child Emperor, I think that means that he's going to remain like good. You know what I mean? Because, right, good. If the eye were to be given to him by like Drive Knight or somebody from the Neo Heroes or the organization or something like that, then that would be bad. That would be the Eye of Horus, which is to the left. However, I do think that Sekengor will be corrupted towards the end of this arc for sure. It won't be through his eye or his hand, but it's going to be through another means. Another thing that makes me think that is Sitch says that Sekengor originally wanted to be a hero, which is pretty interesting. We didn't really know that before. To be honest, we didn't really know much about Sekengor, but I wonder what stopped him from being a hero. Maybe he lost his eye or something, or he just wasn't strong enough, and that's why he became an executive or something. But I do think he will 100% become a hero later on in this arc. Like, he'll fight and monsters and stuff. I can't really say how he's going to be doing this because it's going to be a spoiler, but I can just say that he will receive the means to be able to become a hero. And that in itself is not a spoiler because Sekengor is exclusive to the manga. But we're also finding out in this sequence that both Child Emperor and Sekengor are willingly leaving the Hero Association to go undercover in the Neo Heroes. They want to figure out what exactly is going on with them, if they're developing any plans to counter the Hero Association, but they're also trying to find out what's going on with McCoy. Like, off panel, they've already figured out that McCoy is trying to betray the Hero Association, like we talked about. And I wonder how high this goes, because they straight up left, or at least Sekengor left, in front of like all of the executives. So if Sekengor and Child Emperor successfully do what they plan to do, can they just come back and be like, oh, just kidding, guys, we actually left to expose this stuff, but we're cool now. It's not only them that are leaving, but it's actually Metal Bat as well. And we also find out that Sitch is in on this plan, of course, but Metal Bat is leaving because he was recruited by Sitch to be Sekengor's bodyguard in the Neo Heroes. So now we have Child Emperor and Metal Bat, I guess, becoming like the new Neo Hero S-Class guys. And I'm not sure how I feel about this, because in the webcomic, Metal Bat and Child Emperor legitimately leave the Hero Association to join the Neo Heroes. Like, it's not to go undercover. It's like they've had enough of what's going on with the Hero Association and they genuinely decide to leave. Metal Bat doesn't really have too much of a motive in the webcomic, but he leaves nonetheless. And that created like real friction and real conflict between the heroes. And I like that. And it raised the stakes. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Sakurako. Sakurako is a monthly authentic Japanese snack subscription box. Sakurako is also supporting local Japanese snack makers because each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese tea and a special Japanese tableware. It also comes with this awesome booklet that gives you information on all of the snacks in the box, as well as information about Japan and its culture. This month's box is Autumn Moon Festival. Sakurako invites you to celebrate Tsukimi together with their special Tsukimi designed snack box filled with delicious Japanese Tsukimi themed snacks, perfect for enjoying under the moonlight with your friends and family. Enjoy full moon soft chew, full moon cookie, and black sesame mochi with hatomugi tea. And this month's tableware item is the Tsukimi dish. So we always have to try the tea that we get with Sakurako. It pairs nicely with everything in the box, and this month month, it's the Hatamugi tea. I've never had Hatamugi before, and this is very interesting, very tasty, and kind of mellow. I also tried the white chocolate fruit strawberry. This thing blows my mind. It has this perfect white chocolate flavor to it that pairs with the tartness of the strawberry, along with a great texture. Really enjoyed this. Also tried the peanut arare. This is a really great crunchy savory snack. And of course, I had to try this chocolate cream pie. And yes, this thing tastes just as good as you think it does. So if you'd like to get your very own artisan Japanese snack box from Sakurako every month, check out the link in the description and make sure you use my code Zhoniin. That way you'll get $5 off your purchase. Thanks, guys. But now that they're not like legitimately leaving, you know, just going undercover, I think that kind of lowers the stakes and it won't give us like that true hero friction. You know what I mean? Although I might be jumping the gun because more heroes could leave, like legitimately leave, like they're not a part of this plan. So that would be cool if that happens, but it's not guaranteed. Although in the end of this arc, you know, whenever that happens in a few years, I do think that we will see a hero civil war, whether they want it or not. Then we cut to Bang's dojo and everybody's there. Garou's there and he has like a haircut. Sharanko's there. Sour Face is there. And this is like almost too good to be true. Like, this is what I always wanted, essentially. Like, I always wanted Garou to be training with Bang, and you know, it's cool that Sharanko and Sour Face are there, I guess, but I just didn't expect this to happen as quickly as it has. And I guess because I was originally going off of Garou's webcomic journey, which was much different than his journey in the manga. Like, after Garou loses the Saitama in the webcomic, he becomes like a lone wolf and goes into exile. As where in the manga, Garou kind of becomes like a flanderized version of himself. At least he definitely is in this chapter. Like, he goes full babyface after losing the Saitama, and he's kind of stayed the path of that, becoming like more of a likable character, I suppose, or being presented as more of a likable character. And I'm fine with it. I just like that he's training with Bang, and I just think it's a cool dynamic, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But turns out that Garou has to do like part-time work because it's a part of the rehabilitation program that the court ordered him, you know, because like somehow he got away with the whole Cosmic Fear Garou stuff, and this is like his slap on the wrist. Not community service, part-time work, or at least I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing here. And if this plays out the way that Garou's story does, at least part of it in the webcomic, then I think I know what Garou is going to do, and it's going to lead to a pretty amazing sequence. Like, I think that's for sure going to happen in the manga. So look out for that. Whenever we come back to Garou, he's going to do something incredible. Or at least I think he is. But Garou leaving serves another purpose because King shows up. And Garou being there for King's appearance maybe would have made this sequence a little problematic. So I understand why Garou needed to get out of there. Although I would love to see Garou square off against King, just, you know, vanilla, with no one there to back up King. I would love to see how King gets out of that, or at least how one writes that sequence. But King has reached his breaking point, essentially. We just recently came off of those 2 chapters where he squared off against Atomic Samurai. And while he essentially defeated Atomic Samurai, I guess, and like totally destroyed his mind, it had the opposite effect on King, and he's come to the point of where he can't live this lie anymore. And despite him having some incredible moments in the Monster Association War, and, you know, both heroic and just epic, he now can't get by living this lie, being this symbol of absolute power. So he showed up to Bang since he's retired, and he says, you know, please make me stronger. And it's a pretty crazy final panel here. And it's like, is this the moment where King is exposed? Like, him asking Bang, you know, please make me stronger. Bang, you know, barely can even hear what he said before this. So all of that is already erased from this. But taking everything else into consideration, I don't think this is going to be King's moment. Although it is possible, but regardless, this is going to lead, I think, to King's next storyline, I suppose. But as for King being exposed at all, I wonder if that will ever happen. I mean, you figure that at some point, at least a few of the S-Class heroes have to realize that King is a weakling. Like, something has to happen. And it would also be crazy if one of them is like, yeah, I knew the whole time, I was just playing along. That would be crazy. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter. And let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.